All right, guys, let's talk about GLP-1s. I have a couple clients that are on them, and I have clients that ask about them and friends that ask about them. And I listen to a lot of information about them. And there's just a few things that I think we need to talk about regarding the best way to get the results that GLP-1s offer without the long-term side effects, and how to really use them effectively while you're on them. GLP-1s, any of them really, work by decreasing your sensitivity to insulin, increasing your sensitivity to insulin and decreasing your appetite. So let's say you're me and you're eating, 2,500 calories a day, but you're a little bit more overweight, you're not working out. And you decide to go on this GLP-1 because you have about, 20 pounds to lose. The GLP-1 will instantly kick you back a feeling, activating natural GLP-1 in your gut that's saying, I'm full. I don't want anything. You don't have any cravings. You don't have any want to eat breakfast, lunch, or dinner. So right away, you're in a calorie deficit. Great. You're going to lose a ton of weight. Good. That's the goal. Yeah, I get it. However, if you're not working out, you're not building muscle, you're not taking in protein, 30%, that's a lot of your body weight that you lose will be muscle. So when we talk about metabolism and we talk about how to create a body that's efficient, that can do more with less for long-term success, we talk about building muscle. Muscle is extremely metabolic, i.e., it burns more calories at rest than fat does. Fat is a fuel, yes, but fat actually doesn't do much for your body, which is why it's really hard to get rid of. It's happy to stay there, but it's why muscle is so hard to build. So when you lose that muscle, you actually lose your body's efficiency. So if you're me, again, I'm using myself as a random example, and you're now down to maybe 900 calories a day, and prior to going on the GLP-1, you had maybe, let's just say 35 pounds of muscle on your body. Let's just say I'm a totally different body type. And you lose 30% of that, that's 9 pounds. Now you're down to 27. Maybe you lose a total body weight of 50 pounds in the first month, which can be done very aggressively. Half of that, 20% of that is now muscle. And you go to the scale and you say, oh my God, I lost all this weight. Great. But really, you're telling your body, I don't need this, get rid of it. So when you get off of that GLP-1, what do you think is going to happen? I don't need this muscle. I don't need to be metabolically active. I've lost all this weight. Well, you don't have anything to help you once you're off the GLP-1. So you're going to go right back up. You're going to gain all that weight, or some of it, back. So then we're in this undulation cycle. Again, we're up and down, we're up and down, and we're up and down. So part one of being on a GLP is really working to eat at least your body weight in protein. That will help you to reduce the amount of muscle that you lose. And if you're working out based on your energy levels. You're not going over the top. There's no way you could sustain a 2-hour workout on a GLP that creates a 900 calorie deficit. So 2 days a week maybe, and making sure you're getting in your steps is the healthiest way to do it. And at the same time, you're building healthy habits. You're creating stability that will carry you through after you get off the GLP-1. A couple of things I don't think that they talk about much with the GLP is, why did we get to the point that we got to? Was it stress? Did you have a baby? Did you become very stressed out because of your job, your family? Maybe you had a big change in your life and your healthy habits went downhill. Great. Those things happen. That's part of life. But if you don't address the inside part of why, then when you get off that GLP-1, those issues are going to come right back. And oftentimes, those things are what lead us to overeat again once that GLP signaling is gone. So we need to address those mental pieces of it. And if your health isn't good there, then no amount of weight you lose is ever going to help. You're going to be constantly dealing with dysmorphia. That's my opinion. But I would say that most people probably don't think about the mental side of it. They just think about the physical appearance part. Again, fitness. Why did we get there? Sitting isn't the problem. It's inactivity that's the problem. Can you be more active? Can you be more aware of your choices? Can you persevere when you don't want to do the comfortable thing? Those things, those choices are what makes long-term habits stick. Doing it when you don't want to do it. Now, these quick fixes are popping up and people are loving them. But remember, those things don't last. That dopamine drop is going to happen and you're going to be right back at square one. So start by addressing the problem and think about, hey, how did I get here? Can I fix it on my own with a trainer? I'm not trying to sell myself right now. A trainer and even AI. Can I start walking more? Can I invest in my children's health if I have them and get active with them? Can I eat a little bit better? Maybe I start by just doing whole foods and no eating out. And then if those things don't work, okay, let's talk GLP-1. But the quick fixes never last. And if you want long-term change, you have to do the work for it. If you have questions about GLP, if you want to talk about your options, if you want to talk about the health risks involved with it, if you want to talk about what a workout program looks like while you're trying to go through that, please let me know. It's really hard to take advice from doctors who don't work out. It's hard to take advice from doctors who are also overweight. I know you know who those people are. They're right there. And it's hard to take advice from doctors who don't address your mental health. So let's look at the big picture. Let's look at it together. And I commend you for reaching for your goals.